Hello everybody, it's Pina from Hook and Cook. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Greek dish. It's called Keftedes, and basically what it is Greek meatballs. Made with parsley, onions, grated potatoes, breadcrumbs, egg and salt and pepper. Very, very basic ingredients, but tasty, extremely tasty when you put it all together. This dish can be made with either lamb mince or pork or beef, whichever you prefer. But I prefer lamb for some reason. So today I'm making it with lamb, but you can use any type of meat you want. It goes with everything basically. So I'm going to show you how to make that today, and also I can recommend eating it with tzatziki, which is a cucumber Greek yogurt dip. You can either eat it with that and also a Greek salad next to it, Mediterranean Greek salad with feta cheese. It goes really, really well. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so here's our ingredients. You're going to need about 500 grams of minced lamb or pork or beef or whatever meat you're using. You're going to need 1 large grated onion or 2 small grated onion. 2 cloves of garlic, crushed, going to crush them. 2 eggs, you may need 3, but we'll start with 2 to see how liquidy the mixture becomes. So we might not need 3, but I'm going for 2 at the moment. 2 eggs, some breadcrumbs, and some salt, some chili flakes, some black pepper, a little bit of parmesan cheese, some olive oil, some vegetable oil, so you can fry the meatballs, the keftedes, and that's your and you're going to need some parsley. Sorry, you need some parsley as well. So that's all your ingredients that you're going to need. Okay, so let's get started. You're also going to need some grated potato. Now that's just about 1 large potato or 2 small potatoes you can use, and grate it. So that's the last of the ingredients. Now we're going to get started. So I'm just going to put these aside for now. I'm going to grab a bowl and we're going to put all our ingredients into this bowl. So we'll start with the meat. That's the meat. I'm just going to flip that over. Make sure there's no bits of paper in there or anything. So that's your meat. Now we're going to add the potato, the grated potato, into the meat. We're going to add about, I would say, 2 large tablespoons of breadcrumbs. You can add 3, depends how dry it becomes, and add accordingly as you go along. But I've put 3 large tablespoons of breadcrumbs at the moment. I'm going to put a tiny bit of chilli. You don't have to put chilli. The original recipe hasn't got chilli, but I like to put chilli in my cooking. I find it gives it a bit of a kick. So I'm going to put a bit of chilli. Put a pinch of salt or 2. I don't like to use too much salt in my cooking. I'm going to do about half a teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to use about a tablespoon of, a large tablespoon we're talking about, or 2 tablespoons of parmesan cheese. So that's going to go in. We're going to crush these garlic. Okay, so I couldn't find my garlic crusher, so I'm going to use the garlic grater, so I can just do that straight into the bowl. You can crush it, you can grate it, you can chop it, you can do whatever you like to get it in there, but I'm just going to grate it so it'll go all in there. So we're just going to take that off. Okay, so that's the garlic. Garlic's in there. So I'm just going to put that all in there. So you've got your garlic in there. Now we're going to add the onions. Grated onions. The parsley. Now I've got quite a fair generous serving of parsley there. It's about, I would say, a good old bunch of fresh parsley. You know, and so that's the parsley. Now we're going to just pop that aside. So that's all your ingredients in the bowl. Now we're going to put the egg now into the bowl. So we're going to crack 2 eggs. I like to crack 2 eggs on the side. So that in case they are, in case the eggs are off or anything, I don't like for it to go straight into the bowl. So I'm just going to crack them on the side here. That's 1. That's 2. 2 eggs. So I'm going to pop those 2 eggs into the bowl. Right, so now this is the part where you can either use your hands or a spoon. I prefer to use my hands for this bit. I've got clean hands, I washed my hands beforehand, so I'm going to put my hands into the bowl, tuck in and start mixing the mixture up. So here we go. So just make sure you blend everything in together. And I think this might be okay with just the 2 eggs. If it does get too runny and you've put too many eggs in, then just add more breadcrumbs just to sort of firm it up a bit. At this stage, I think I'm going to put some more eggs. The reason being, it needs to bind together. So when you fry it, it sticks together everything. So I'm going to add 1 more egg. So that's 1 more egg in there. And that's your lot, but no more than that. That's perfect. So you can feel the mixture binding together with the egg. So you have to really mix this well. Make sure you really get all the ingredients mixed up really, really well. Now, I'm a glutton for chilli, so I'm going to add a bit more chilli in mine. Though you may not like chilli, you don't have to put chilli in it. The original recipe, Greek recipe, doesn't have chilli. But I'm going to put a bit more chilli in mine now at this stage. So, I'm just going to wash my hands. Add a bit more chilli. There we go. So add a little bit more breadcrumb. Right, the consistency's almost just right. but keep adding breadcrumb if you feel like it's a bit too runny. It's like making dough really. It's almost the same, adding more flour here and there. So I'm going to add a bit more breadcrumbs just so that I feel the consistency is firming up now. So we've got enough eggs, enough breadcrumbs to make the mixture nice and solid. Now I'm just going into it like this so that all the ingredients marry together. So once you've done all the ingredients like this, you can then just turn it like that. There you are. So you've made your meat mixture. Okay, so now to make the meatballs. Now for this bit, I'm just going to show you how you make the meatballs. Okay, so take a relatively good size, about, you can have them small or large, some people like them quite big, I like them around about this size, and you just play around with it in your hand like this, as you can see. So you've got this sort of American baseball shape type of thing. It's not going to be a round meatball because the Greek meatballs aren't round, they're usually this size, this shape. So if I just show you closer to the camera, you can see the shape. Okay, so that's the sort of shape you want, and then you just pop it on a plate. Just pop it on a clean plate on the side for now. I'm just going to move those, and just continue making your meatballs, your keftedes. Keftedes, it's pronounced both ways, keftedes. So basically you're just rolling them like this, so they've got this kind of shape. And I know it's called meatballs, they're not actually meat, they're not actually ball shaped. So it's a bit strange how it's called meatballs, but there you go. So let's just roll that, make sure it's nice and smooth. So you've got it, there you go, pop that in the plate and do a few more. So you just roll them between the palms of your hands like this till you get that shape, you know, and once you've got that shape, smooth and shapely, stick it in your plate. So make sure they're all evenly shaped, you know, sized rather. So they are all the same size more or less, so they cook at the same time. So I'm just going to roll that. Just put that in a plate. Roll some more. Right. Quite easy to roll. Just literally just roll it like a half sausage, half meatball. Right, that's your keftedes. So I'm going to continue with the rest of the mixture, and then I'll see you back in a moment when they're all done. Okay, so I've done all my keftedes. They're all ready to fry up now. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So over to the cooker, and we've got a pan here, and I'm going to put in this pan about a cup of vegetable oil to start with. So I'm just going to put the heat up and pour in about a cup of vegetable oil. There we go, that's a cup of vegetable oil. Then I'm going to do my very famous thing and drizzle some olive oil in it. And that's just to give it some flavour, the authentic Greek flavour. So I've put my heat up to a very high heat, and I'm just going to mix that olive oil into the vegetable oil. So this oil has to be extremely hot before we put the keftedes in. It has to be extremely hot. So just give it a few minutes to heat up. Okay, to test if the oil is hot enough, I've got a little tiny bit of the mixture left. I'm going to pop that into the pan. And if that sizzles, it should be ready. It's almost done. So when you see the oil, to know the oil is hot enough, just put a little bit of the mixture into the pan. Any spare mixture, just leave a little bit aside. And if that sizzles like this, you should have the oil ready. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, it's almost ready. I'm just going to give it another few seconds just to hot up. Really, really hot. Right, I think I'm going to place one in just to test the oil. Okay, so let's put the rest in. Looks like the oil is ready. So I'm just going to pop the rest in. Be very careful because this oil is hot. You don't want to splash it on yourself. So I'm just going to put them in gradually, one by one. Not too close together. Right. Move that aside. And might be able to fit one more in. And that's it. I think don't overcrowd it so they don't stick together. I'm going to take this out because that's ready. So you need to cook them till they're golden brown. So give them a good few minutes on either side. Toss them from time to time. As you can see, they're starting to brown. So just toss them from time to time. Toss them over. Try not to dig into them. Just gently turn them over. Okay, so keep turning from time to time so you don't get any burnt sides. Just keep turning the keftedes so that you've got all sides browned off. So look, they're starting to get nice and golden brown, as you can see. It's perfect colour. You can smell the beautiful lamb cooking and the herbs inside, the parsley. You can actually smell it, it's delicious. It smells delightful at the moment. I wish you could be here to smell it in the kitchen. It's absolutely gorgeous smell. Right, so look, we're getting there. Almost done. Just keep turning. And when you've finished one round, and if you've got more, you can put another. You put them on the side, and then you just put another round in until you've done all of your keftedes. Just making sure they're cooked all over. They're actually semi-deep fried. You've got the tops showing, but they're semi-deep fried. Not quite shallow, they're not quite deep. They're semi. So, or you can bake them in the oven if you wanted. If you wanted to make a sort of a low-calorie version, you can actually bake them in the oven. You could, what you do is you put them on a tray, on foil. Oil the foil a little bit with olive oil, and then drizzle a bit of olive oil over the top on the baking tray, and then just stick it in the oven. And it's just as flavoursome as frying them. So you've got an option how you want to do them. The traditional way is actually frying them. So that's how we do them. So I'll let that cook for a bit, because it's got to cook inside as well. So make sure it's all, give it enough time to cook. You'll know when it's cooked when it's golden brown all the way round. Okay, so they're nearly done. Now this has been cooking for about 10-12 minutes. I think just a few more minutes more. They're almost golden brown all over. Gorgeous colour, as you can see, gorgeous golden brown. So there's a few that need to be turned over a few more times. And I'm just going to turn them over a little bit more. And there you go. Oops. There we go. The aroma is amazing. If you could smell the smell that's coming from here. Absolutely wonderful. Mouth-watering. All the parsley, the lamb, the onions, the garlic, it's all coming through. So you can taste all of that. You can smell it, sorry, not taste it. We're about to taste it. So if we just keep turning them over frequently so they don't burn on one side, so they're evenly brown. So you need to give that a few, I would say another sort of 4 minutes or so before they'll be cooked. And then you can put the next lot in. Or you can have 2 pans at the same time going, but I wouldn't overcrowd the pan so that they separate from each other. Now this has been on a high heat all along, so you need it really, really hot all the way through. So don't reduce the heat, keep the heat on a high, on the highest one. I've got it on number 6 at the moment. Okay, so they're ready now, basically. They're dark golden brown, as you can see. That's the right colour, and that means they're cooked now. And I'm just going to start removing them and putting them on on a plate with tissue. Just going to grab a few. Now you can see them. Stick them on some tissue. I've got my plate ready to put them in. And these are ready too now. So that's the colour you're looking to have for these Keftedes, like a deep golden brown. And they're thoroughly cooked now. I'm just going to take that off the hob for 1 second to show you. we go, that's what they look like. They're thoroughly golden brown. Now I'm going to now pop the second lot into the pan. So as the pan is still very hot now, so the second lot shouldn't take too long because this oil is extremely hot, so this shouldn't take too long. Just going to pop them all in at once. And let them cook. You can see the beautiful colour that this is. It's fantastic, isn't it? Okay, so now we're going to cook these ones off, and I'm going to go ahead and cook these until the very end, and I'll meet you right back. Okay, the keftedes are now done and they look absolutely amazing. This is what they look like. Absolutely amazing. Wonderful smell. So I'm going to actually sample one now. Let's just open it so you can see inside. You see inside? It's got the onions, potatoes, the herbs and everything. Absolutely smells gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to try one now and put it to the test. That's amazing. You can sprinkle a bit of lemon over the top. Absolutely amazing. It really is. The flavours really go well together. You've got the onions, the potatoes, the parsley, the tiny bit of chilli to give it a kick, and you've got, of course, the lamb. Absolutely delightful. Wonderful. And a tiny bit of parmesan, which gives it that extra boost. Wonderful flavours. Soft and moist on the inside and golden on the outside. Crispy and golden on the outside. Absolutely beautiful. There you are. There's the keftedes. Beautiful colour. Gorgeous. Very nice, with a bit of lemon served on a plate like this. For your guests to pick on, even as a snack. You can have them. Or as a main meal. Fantastic. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you make this dish, and please like and subscribe and comment in the comments down below if you made this dish and how it turned out. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you soon in the next video, where I'll be making tzatziki to go with this dish. Cucumber and yogurt, Greek yogurt dip. So please stay tuned and watch that one, and you'll see how that's made as well. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Bye.